Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys, we have so much to talk about. We have PPP loans, we have divorces, we have guilty verdicts, we have engagements, we have Katie Ross, the little snaky ass, moving in on Monique Samuel's ex-husband. But that's neither here nor there. He is a single man. But we have, at the end of the day, a lot to talk about. So before we jump in, hi guys, welcome to the live chat. Please let us know where you're watching from because maybe you'll meet a friend who lives in the same place. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And we're going to welcome our special guest today. The first one, well, she has a tiny little mic with her branding on it. And I'm still just so curious as to how the hell she made that happen. But I love it. We love her. It's Kim from Bravo Breaking News. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for the mic shout out, Adam.
Oh, I saw it and I was like, who the hell gets their own little branded mini mic? Like, I thought it was really cool. I'm sure I could Google it, but I don't know. I thought it was
Well,
cool.
shout out. My husband made it. So props to him. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
And also to join us, we have the writer and creator behind tasteofreality.com, always in great spirits and here willing to dish on it because she's already writing about it. So let's welcome Ashley.
Hi, friends.
Hello.
Good to see you, Adam. Good to see you, Kim.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
Adam's family.
My God. Happy Friday, guys. I didn't realize until I went to go get my little bagel and lox this morning. And I was like, just minding my own business. And the woman at the counter said, Happy Labor Day. And I was like, the hell are you talking about? And she was like, it's Labor Day weekend. I said, today's Labor Day. She's like, no, it is Labor Day weekend. And I was like, oh, great. Anytime it's a holiday weekend, it just reminds me to stay off the streets. So perfect. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Are you guys like ready for summer to be over, ready for fall, or like is it kind of bittersweet?
As much as I love summer in my earlier years, the heat agrees with me less and less every year. Therefore, I love fall. I love Halloween. So I'm ready. I am ready for all things spooky. So that's my take.
What about you, Kim?
You know, I think living in California, we still get a few additional weeks of summer. So
Yeah.
I will take advantage of that. But yeah, I think in a couple weeks, maybe September, like October, I'll be ready.
I kind of feel like I like the fact that I'm not in Florida this year for it because here, like over in Charleston, I feel like we do get somewhat of like the cold in the fall and stuff like that. And I do like when it starts cooling off. Honestly, like I'm sick of seeing people in their washboard abs and like their tight little bodies, like going in and out of the pool while I feel like these squats from F45 are just like expanding my ass and my swim trunks don't fit. So I'm all about bundling up and putting on the chunky little sweater, whatever the hell it was that Jax wore before he got a divorce. Or she filed for divorce. But
long live the chunky knit sweater.
It lives
being ripped off in the parking lot.
It lives in the clubhouse. It lives in the clubhouse.
Where it belongs. Iconic.
But okay, so I don't even know where to start. So I guess I'm just going to start going down the list and kind of picking your brains on it because there really is a lot. Like Kim, I even saw one of your posts and you're like, this happened, this divorce, this all, and you're like naming everything and you're like, and this is just 1 week. So, okay, here we go.
Yeah. I mean, the Bravo breaking news was breaking this week. It was, we kind of had a little bit of a lull. Like it was a little bit quiet for a while. I was like, oh, everybody's off for the summer. The publicists are away on, vacation, but bam, 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 back to back. We got it. We were like served all of the news we needed this week.
It just did not stop. Well,
it had been so slow before, like you said. Like I literally, like with all the Jax stuff happening, I was like, you know what? Let me go back and watch season 1 of House of Villains. I literally watched it in like 24 hours because it was so slow news-wise. Fast forward to the next day, and I'm like the lady in the Titanic meme. Like it's been 84 years. Like I've been like, I feel so overwhelmed right now. It's a lot. It's a lot. Can we get this spaced out better for all of our well-being? Please.
Can you guys just get your DUIs, divorces, and guilty verdicts like not all in the same week, please? Thank you. You guys are being incredibly fucking selfish.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah. Yes. Well, speaking of that, I guess let's start here because Jax Taylor. Now, I want to say this really quick. we heard that Brittany filed for divorce, which I think we all kind of saw that coming, especially because she never really moved back into the house. And then
Mhm,
she was talking to that, what is it, Tanner Cortad, the Bachelorette
mhm.
alum. And then from there, we heard that she finally filed for divorce. And then we hear that she filed for divorce and had him served while on camera at Jax's Studio City, which have not been there. You said that the food and stuff, the service was not that great, Ashley.
Oh,
So
no.
maybe this is the best thing about Jax's. But I was reading some of the comments where people were like, Brittany, that is so shameless of you. And how could you serve him on camera? And I'm like, do you understand the mental and emotional abuse that this woman has probably endured over the course of this relationship? And mind you, she's not a victim in a sense that she decided to stay because I'm sure she was
Mhm.
hopeful that she could make this relationship work. And then I'm sure once she had her son, that she even more so felt the pressure to make it work. So I don't blame her for that. But people were comparing it to Carl and Lindsay, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. Lindsay was caught so off guard in that moment with the cameras. And Jax knows that Brittany does not like his ass. I don't think that that's like no, I don't. I feel like it's apples and oranges.
I couldn't agree more. I feel like, I mean, she listed the date of separation as what, like January or something?
Mhm.
So they've obviously been separated for a very, very long time. There's a lot of rumors going around actually that she actually served him the papers months ago and they just kind of redid it on camera to, get that for the Valley, which, hey, I don't blame them. I need to see this happen on television, whether it's like staged or not. So I'm kind of glad that they did it either way. But there's a lot of interesting things that she's including in the papers. She's basically saying that she wants sole custody of Cruz and is like open to Jax maybe having visitation. What did you guys make of all that? Like, do you think that his mental health kind of stay is more serious than we're taking it? Because obviously we know he has issues. He's a narcissist. He treats her terribly. He probably has some substance abuse issues.
Mhm.
But I don't know. What did you guys make of all that?
I'll let you go.
I am going to enter the skeptical human being that I am. I don't buy any of this for a second. What we know factually, you are absolutely correct. The separation was filed in January. And it's being kind of spoken that like Brittany had the papers served. Brittany can't serve papers. Other people serve them. I'm guessing that Jax staged the whole thing after rehab. Like, hey, call the cameras. Let's do this after I'm out. And I'm saying rehab. I just read an article in The Blast that called it rehab the entire time. Not treatment, not mental health, rehab. Anyway, I think this is all a ploy. I think Jax really thinks he's pulling a fast one on it. I think he's the one who had the staging of the divorce papers filed because he wants the empathy.
Wow. See, I had a different conspiracy theory. I felt
Tinfoil hat
like
time.
I felt like, I could see where he would be like, Brittany, like, I'm really trying to be a better man. And I'm going to seek the help that you've been asking me and the therapy that you've been asking me. And I could see where she would be on the back, like in the background being like, you should. You should
Mhm.
go into a treatment center knowing that if, in fact, she was going to file for divorce, it was going to be a lot easier to get custody of their son if she could prove, which you can, that he's checking himself into a facility to get help where she has not had to do that. So it makes her look like the more fit parent. So I could see where she would be like, yes, honey, like go on, go get treatment. That's better for you and for me and for our son. But really in the back of her mind being like, thank you. I just got custody, asshole. And I got the boobs.
Does she get to keep the boobs in the divorce? How does this work?
I hope she gets to keep the boobs.
I wish she would trade him in for a smaller model. As a woman with very large natural breasts myself, she's a lot younger than me. And girl, that shit's going to start hurting. If you're not in pain already, it's coming, girl. It's coming.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't know, but we've already seen Britney's glow up start. I mean, the post that she posted after they announced the divorce is like, I mean, we've kind of seen it gradually, like ever since their separation. Like, obviously I'm not her friend. I don't see her, in person, but at least in pictures, she looks so much lighter, more refreshed, more relaxed. And I think this is just going to be amazing for her. However, I know that Jax is going to stop at nothing to make this absolutely miserable for her.
Ugh.
Make her regret it. I'm hearing reports saying that he understands where she's coming from, that they reached a breaking point, but I'm also hearing others that he is pissed off at her with how this all went down and everything like that. So I don't know. I just know that the Valley, I mean, we were already excited for season 2, but this, gosh, can't come soon
and we
enough.
kind of felt like Kim too. You and I spoke about this before. We felt like we were missing so much content while it was all happening, while cameras were not, picked back up. So now for all of this to still be happening, it's like shit. But then, it's kind of crazy. One, what really chaps my ass? It's like, why when we're single and we go through breakups or whatever it is, we just look like we just stepped on a red carpet, and it's like our life starts forming back together, and it's like, wow. And then you get comfortable and you find somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and all of a sudden you just start seeing dimples and cellulite in places that they weren't before, and you're like, what the happened? I'm just happy. Why
The
can I
love
not-
chub.
Yeah, it's the love chub. Yeah, but
It's
no,
a thing.
I do think too, it just has got to suck. Tom and Ariana, I don't blame Ariana for being kiss my ass. We are selling the house. You are not going to be in that house, whatever the case is. I'm curious. They did not have a kid. There was not trying to maintain some sort of normalcy in the home, an environment that they're really settled into. I'm curious how this is going to play out for Jax and Brittany. I don't really think either one of them can buy the other one out of the house, especially with, interest rates today and going over 7%. And it's kind of insanity. But I am curious to see how they're going to play this. I mean, if Brittany's smart, obviously she'll make him sell the house. They'll have to sell the house. But it's God, really, when you think some of these cast members are on such a high, I remember the season where Stassi was making fun of them all, and she's like, everybody has the same cookie cutter farmhouse, And then lo and behold, Stassi's even though her house floods and shit like that, she's sitting pretty over here with her new shows and her great relationship that we know of, and her little babies. And it's just wild how the tides change,
How the empire has crumbled. I mean, those 3 Vanderpump Rules couples just bam, 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 one by one. I mean, none of it is really surprising because those 3 guys are the worst men to ever grace our television screens, especially Jax. And you brought up a good point. If Tom Sandoval is going to this length about the house to keep the house, not letting Ariana off, easy, I can't imagine what Jax is going to do to Brittany. I hope it's better because they have a child and they want Cruz to be in a stable environment, but I don't think it's going to look good.
I mean,
I'm still not over the fact that Jax made Brittany and the kid move out of the house when he could go walk down the street, get an apartment, get an Airbnb like they did. The fact that you wouldn't do that for your wife after all the things he put her through, but then your child. What gets me about Jax as of late is one of the reports saying that he's very upset because people are siding with Brittany. And I can hear it in my head. We've heard this from Jax over the years, hundreds of times. What? You're going to judge me? Are you perfect? He loves going on about that. And it's Brittany doesn't have to be perfect. She is a more stable adult figure for this child. Period. End of sentence.
And she doesn't claim to be perfect.
No.
And it's a Sandoval situation, blame everybody else but yourself. He sits down with James and he's like, well, you were with Kristen after I was with, it's always pointing fingers at everybody else. No accountability. Oh gosh, I don't know. It's actually making me maybe, I don't know, just seeing another narcissistic man on Bravo not take accountability for his actions. Maybe I'm not as excited for the Valley as I just said because it's not clicking for me.
It'll come around because what it is you're going to get to watch the demise of. So then you're going to be like, oh. That makes
Fingers
me feel
crossed we
better.
don't get another, like, we're gaslighting the audience redemption season. Like, they better not pull that stuff on us, because if they do what they did to us last year on Vanderpump on the Valley, I'll pick you up. We're riding at dawn, bitches.
No.
Like, we are riding. We're not doing that anymore.
And
Wait,
I would love to see an arc, a Brittany arc, you know, like we've seen for Ariana. Like, nobody deserves it more, to be honest.
You know what, though? I honestly, nothing against the Tanner Cortad guy. I really, really hope that that doesn't become serious, because in my like, from the time when I was in LA and hanging out and working at Sir and the places and like being around everybody, a lot of the Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants would come in. And people now, when they go on those shows, you're not looking for love. You're trying to become an influencer. You're trying to go to paradise. You're trying to get the social media. You're getting the fame. It's like Love Island. Like, these relationships aren't really going to last, you know? But sorry, guys.
Don't say that to me, Adam. Serena and Cordell for life.
For
maybe,
life.
okay, so
homie.
let me say really quick. Every once in a blue moon, you get a real solid relationship. Or you get Rachel Lindsay, and then you get this asshole who looks really hot and he claims to be a doctor, and then he's getting your ass for alimony.
Ugh.
But what I was going to say is I just hope that she finds somebody. If she finds somebody who is on TV or is on TV, I hope it's at the same level as her, because I feel like her being in a vulnerable space, if somebody comes in and they're just overly nice to her and she finds them to be attractive, I think that would be an easy move for a guy to do, because men are manipulative as hell.
Wow.
For sure. And, you know, to come in and be like, okay, well, she's used to being treated like shit and I'm going to treat her like a prince. And then you kind of feel like, wow, somebody's being really sweet to me. And like, I don't know what this feels like. And it's just an easy play. And there are a lot of asshole dudes, excuse my French, guys, that really prey on people in moments like that. So I'm not saying the Tanner Cortad guy is a bad guy. I'm saying that it's a pretty solid indicator, the fact that he was on The Bachelorette. I think the guy probably wants the fame, and I think that she is a very easy target for him to get on another show. I just go date a businessman or somebody on HGTV. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody who's just like building shit and they have a construction company, like something solid. I don't know.
Yep.
But speaking of, since we have the demise of this one relationship over here,
Oof.
I did have to pick your brains on this right here.
Ew.
Guys, when
Yeah.
I'm going to say I died last night when I saw the preview for John getting out of the car, going there, and Shannon was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, you guys are such assholes to do that. You really are. Like, talk about, like, if you didn't want to completely destroy the woman's life and make her feel like even more like shit after she ran her car into a building, you're doing a really good job of it. And this guy, he is like the Teddy Mellencamp of men for me.
He's
He's
awful.
bad.
He's so awful. I mean, like, it seems like his main mission in life is to make Shannon's life miserable. He's doing whatever it takes, including this engagement weeks before they're going to film the reunion. She's going to come in and throw it in Shannon's face. It's just like, it's sick. It makes me sick to my stomach the way this man is walking around thinking that he can make himself look good by calling out Shannon, when in reality, it's only making him look absolutely terrible and further destroy his reputation that he's so, pent up about, keeping in a good place, when it's never been in a good place. And it's probably in the worst place now than it ever has been. So good job. Good job for that, John.
It's kind of one of those things where it really does backfire. It's like, especially when the men come on to these shows that are about the women, and then you try to, like, Slade Smiley, like when you try to have like these little moments where you think it's like an I got you moment. One, you don't get to win because you're not the contracted talent. So they're not going to, eventually it's going to play in the person who has the contract's favor, even if they have to go through all of the shit in order to get to the other side where there's like this big rainbow, whatever. But man, I told you, especially Kim, I told you, I didn't have the best experience with Shannon Beador. Either time that I saw her it was not a great experience for me. She wasn't kind. And I was really kind of looking forward to this season. I'm like, man, this is gonna be good. And I think it's gonna be funny. Now watching it, I'm like, I have so much respect for you. And who the f- am I? Like, who cares if I have respect for you? But like, I have so much respect for you that you show up to these filming things, you see and are able to sit across the table from this woman, look at her in the face, and you filmed in the same room with John Jansen while he's suing you. And while owning that, like you messed up and you're doing the breathalyzer and everything on camera, even though she's still drinking, yes, that's probably Shannon, you should put your tequila or vodka in a water bottle and pretended like you weren't drinking. That's my one point. That's the only critique that I have. You should have just hid the shit. And then if they would have caught your ass, that's why you keep the water bottle close to you. You know what I mean? Like, don't put the water bottle down, sneak it around, and then just like in between, just drink a real water every time. But nope, you fucked up. You were open about it. Just saying.
This was just the thirstiest, most pathetic. And can I just say, what adult celebrates anniversaries by the months? He took her on a vacation to celebrate their 9-month anniversary and popped the question. Like, are we in middle school? These people are in their 50s. I think she's in her 40s and he's in his 60s, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I think she's 47 and he's 61 or something.
Okay, they're both very much grown-ass adults. Like, are we really doing that? Are we doing the 9-month, we're having an anniversary? Like,
you know what's funny is I remember when Jason and I first got together, and every month I thought it was so cute to be like, I'm like, it's our month anniversary. That shit lasted about 3 months. And then I remember it was like the 4th month where Jason was like, you know what today is? And I was like, yeah, it's Monday and I'm not in the mood. So what's up? He's like, no, it's our month anniversary. And I'm like, no, we did that shit. Like, it's over. I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Like, when we hit a year, come talk to me. But as of right now, like, the month anniversaries are done. We're good on it. But it's like that honeymoon phase. But
true.
This to me, I think that it's almost like they're getting this weird high off of it because of the attention that they're getting, whether it's positive or negative. I think some people really thrive on it. And I also think that when you are going through something like this so publicly, but then you have that person, like they have each other to be at home, I can see where they would feed off of each other and be like, oh, Johnny J, they're so jealous. I know, babe. Like, they're just mad. And like, oh, Johnny J, like, wait till they see next week. And he's like, yeah, this is what you should do. But I could see where they would totally be feeding off of each other, which, by the way, since we're talking OC, Kelly Dodd, stop sending me your Wordle. I don't even know what that is. I love you, but stop sending me your Wordle. I keep on getting
Wordle.
text messages from Kelly and she's like, it's like Wordle, you're next. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know Wordle.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to say that I don't only love Wordle, but connections. We do the crossword every day. Yeah, nerd girl right here. I do all.
Well, nerd girl just got paused.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not big of a nerd. Let's like all sit in silence awkwardly while we discuss how big of a nerd I am.
I just have to say that like nothing about this man makes sense because, the whole time he was with Shannon, he's talking about how he wants to be private. He doesn't want to be in the public eye. He's so concerned about his reputation. And then he does the complete opposite, dates another reality star. I mean, it's like really, really rich coming from him, saying that he wants this private life and that he never wanted to film with Shannon. He doesn't want to be on screen and stuff. And then he goes and dates like literally the new villain of the show. They could not be drawing more attention to themselves if they tried.
In the most negative way possible. Like the worst attention.
I also kind of feel like too, like, I mean, it's just like, you're not giving us anything this season. Like, even watching last night, I don't know what you guys thought. It's like, I'm not a try hard fan. I'm really not. I'm not a fan of try hards. Sometimes people even think like, even in like my own personal relationships or like family, whatever, when I go around people, I'm just like unapologetically, like I'm either overwhelmed or underwhelmed, but you're not going to get something that's not authentic to me usually. And when I see people who really go out of their way, like last night watching it and the Teddy Mellencamp of it with the Hello Housewives and Vicky, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. We're doing it again. We're doing the, maybe I actually trigger you because I really did have cancer at the bit. Like this is what we're doing. And then kind of like, I thought she was fun for hosting like the whatever. But then I see last night, I hate dealing with people who fight with people on social media. It drives me insane, even though you guys who are listening or watching right now might think this is ironic because I totally blasted out Colonial Van Lines yesterday, but they owe me money. So I'm just saying. But I don't typically fight with people on social media. And I saw where Teddy posted earlier where it was like, what do you know what I'm talking about? What was it to the effect of, you're nodding your head, Kim? It was like something like,
it was some tweet that she was like, oh, Teddy's the worst. Teddy's da 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 da. Like, keep talking about me or something to that effect, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, people who get off on people not liking them, it's just like, those people are sad when they're at home. You know what I mean? Like, like you fight on social, but then like once you get off of it and you log off, like it can't feel good to fight with people like that. Right?
Teddy seems like a miserable person to me. I don't understand why she's on TV. She has no finesse, je ne sais quoi. Like, it is all absent with her. I have one nice thing to say about her appearance yesterday. She looked so good, you guys. Her outfit, like, she slayed. Like, and I thought 2 compliments. I thought it was really smart that she used a cane. Obviously, I don't think she needs it, but because of her odd gait, may I say, are you drinking milk?
Me?
What are you drinking? It looks like milk.
No, I'm drinking soda water with lime.
Oh, it looked white. I was like, only serial killers drink milk.
No, Jason says to stop putting my can on camera. Thank you. Now I just put my can on camera.
Please, an ad placement.
I agree with you, Ashley, when it comes to Teddy, though, because she looks amazing. However, she could not have been a more terrible host. Like, I don't know. This is like your time to shine. You're back on Bravo. Can you give us like something? She really gave us like nothing, which I guess is what she's known for. But it was very bland, very monotone. Like, we really didn't get much from her. And what I was waiting for, come on, they even gave us the flashback to BravoCon between Vicky and Teddy on stage at that Watch What Happens Live, talking about the January 6th comments. I needed Vicky to come after Teddy. I needed to see that on camera. And the fact that we didn't get that, we were robbed. We were robbed.
I mean, also, though, I think that Vicky is too smart for that. Because I think that Vicky would have been doing Teddy more of a favor by fighting with her on camera. Whereas I think that Vicky is taking the approach of, I don't have time for you.
Like, because she's irrelevant. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like, stop forcing her on us, Tamra. Stop forcing her on us, Bravo. Like, we don't want it. Nobody wants it. This is enough. And can I just say that Teddy couldn't even do the game right? Like, she murdered the wrong person. Like, get your life together. You ruined my favorite game of all time. Do you guys love The Traitors?
Oh,
I've never seen an episode.
Adam, what are you doing?
I've seen an episode of Traitors or Love Island, you guys. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Offended.
And I have to pretend like I didn't, like earlier when Kim said
Serena and Cordell. You don't know who those are. Those people are.
But I was like, oh my God, you're right. But I'm a liar and I committed to that. And I don't even know who the hell that is. So
you should know him from the Cheez-It ads.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's okay. We forgive you.
I did see the Cheez-It ad. Okay.
Well, that's Cordell.
Fair.
And we love King Cordell, an accountable king. He's not gaslighting his girl. He owned his shit. He messed up. He owned it. He did better moving forward. That's what we love to see. Unlike this dude, stupid John Jansen. And like, we've all been comparing him to Slade Smiley for a while, but at least Slade Smiley went on camera. He didn't like prep his girlfriend to go do his dirty work on camera like Mr. Johnny J.
Well, by the way, speaking of like, I guess just absolute shit shows. I did want to kind of pick both of your brains on. Can I get you off of my screen, Johnny J? I can't watch. No. Sorry. By the way, they were talking the other day. It was in wasn't the other day. It was like a month ago, like a podcast, and I died because I never want to hear anybody think about themselves like this, even though he does come off like kind of an asshole. But like, he was like, apparently I'm the ugliest human in the world. Like, that's what everybody says. And Alexis was like, I don't think so. And I'm like, oh, I mean, you wouldn't be my first choice, but I don't like that somebody thinks that they're the ugliest person in the world, especially because you guys haven't seen my former stepsister or stepbrother. Those are the ugliest motherfuckers in the world. You know what I'm saying? Johnny J, it's not you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. But I am. So back to it. Anyways, since we have a guilty verdict, I got to pick your brains on this. I will start. Oh, I just saw Ashley get excited. So Ashley, thoughts on the guilty verdict? What does that? Well, by the way, I did talk to Emily D. Baker about this a while back, and she did say that there is a possibility. Emily, I'm not quoting you, by the way. She said there is a possibility that if he were to be convicted, that they might actually just let him stay in his living facility because of his mental health stuff and keep an eye on him. And like, he'll just stay there until he unfortunately passes away, but they wouldn't put him in prison and waste the money on him like this. But this is 4 guilty verdicts, right? For
4 guilty on all counts. I'm not surprised. Where my curiosity is, what does this mean for Erika Jayne? I want details. I want somebody, Emily D. Baker, Ronald Richards, any of the Bravo lawyers, Bravo docket, please. I need to know, does this mean Erika Jayne's name is still in this? He's going to be charged in a couple months. Like, what? I need answers, and I have no idea. But I don't think there's a surprise here. There was so much evidence, so many years of misdoings, like, and he got away with it for years. People are cocky. Like, these guys have gotten away historically for decades of
It's time to take the men down. Ladies, stand up.
Yes, damn the man.
Yeah, and just when we think it couldn't get any worse, it's not over, guys, because there is another trial in Chicago in 2025 that they're bringing up about the Boeing plane crash victims and the money he stole from them. That is a separate trial that is going to be happening next year. So as if 80 years obviously wasn't enough. I mean, the man is definitely going to die in prison or the facility that he's in. They're going to tack more on top of it and make sure that he is held accountable for every single crime and every single dollar that he stole. However, I feel bad for the victims because just because he is getting, punished for the crimes does not mean that the victims are going to get their settlement money. Do you guys know details like how, if they will get paid out, how they will get paid out? Is it more of like an insurance claim that they're going to be getting? So, any insight?
I don't have the answer to that. It's a great question.
Emily told me that in the beginning, it was all of the people who first put their names in there that were wronged. So they made a list, and the creditors, once they started liquidating everything, the creditors were first. They take priority. And then whatever victims came in, like, it became sort of like whoever got their name in there first. And then those were the people who got paid off as they go, or the disbursements as they come. But I have to say, like, the guy already knows that he's screwed, or he doesn't, or he's pretending not to know. I don't know. So the Chicago thing, that's probably going to be like a vacation to him if they fly him there, because he's going to be like, I'm already screwed. Like, who gives a shit? Tack on another 120 years. Like, what are you going to do? I'm already, But one thing that I found interesting was back in the day when I used to talk to Ronald Richards about this and Emily, I would always ask, could Erika end up getting in trouble for this? Could she ever serve jail time for this? And Emily always made it very clear that if she would get in trouble for anything, it would be the IRS stuff. But if he was never convicted, he was the one really responsible for the crimes. So if he wasn't convicted, there wasn't really a way that they could just convict her. But now that he has been convicted of these crimes, it does make me wonder, like, is she the next target? Can they go after her? Can she get in trouble with the IRS? You put it in your book that you sign everything, that you're aware of it, that you know about it. So you already admitted, unless you lied in your book, but you already admitted that, you were fully aware of the IRS, like the tax documents and all of the things. So I do wonder, Like, can the hammer come down on you?
All I know is I hope that the Beverly Hills cameras are picking back up. I really want to see Erika's reaction to all of this. And then we have the new Mauricio lawsuit on top of it. I mean, like, Bravo,
dirty.
please, if you're listening, pick the cameras back up. We picked them up for divorces. We picked them up for OC with the Ryan, FBI, gambling, all of that stuff. Pick the cameras back up for Beverly Hills,
Not
please.
the
You deserve this.
$3.5 million PPP loans. Well, wait, and the Nikita Khan of it all. Oh my God. Which she's, by the way, guys, she is really cute. I mean, she's super young, but that's LA. We already knew that was going to happen, that he was going to get with a younger girl. That's like, it's kind of just, you don't really normally.
Kyle.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and I did sort of defend Mauricio in an earlier video. I didn't defend him, but the rumor is that he got sick of this narrative. Like, he doesn't care running around with Nikita at this point because he has moved out. And Kyle had no problem running around with Morgan and fueling those rumors. And people were like, well, that's not fair. She's shooting a documentary. And I'm like, no, guys, you can't play smart and stupid at the same time.
Nope.
She knew that there were the rumors. Then you did the music video. Then you went on the reunion. Andy Cohen asked you if you could ever see yourself in a relationship. You said, I don't know, which further like kind of fuels speculation that there could potentially be a relationship. You know, like, you've done a lot to make people kind of really not know which direction you're leaning into. And I think that there's some excitement about that for Kyle. So being her spouse or somebody who's going through, like, we're splitting our family and stuff like that, and watching, like, if Jason did that to me and we had kids and we had all of these businesses and stuff, I'm not going to feel guilty about moving on, especially if I watched you run around in all of these like major publications and stuff, and on a TV show where you're alluding to the fact that maybe you are, maybe you're not, maybe you are, maybe you're not. Like, I would get sick of it and just do my own thing.
I mean, Kyle even went on social media, somebody said something like ride a horse, not a cowboy, whatever that song is. They made a joke and she was like, I'll ride the cowgirl. Like, she made some sort of like riding the cowgirl that is Morgan Wade joke. Like,
in the South, it's called save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Thank you very much to our Southern friend right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It's been a little bit quiet with Kyle and Morgan. Like, she's still like attending her shows and stuff. So I don't really know what's going on with them, if they're going to further talk about it on this season of Beverly Hills. Again, we said it last season. I could care less if she's in a relationship with a woman. Like, just tell us. We just need to know. Just tell us the truth. Maybe like Mauricio flaunting his relationship will further encourage Kyle to kind of just come out and say it. But I don't know. We'll see.
If Caitlyn Jenner can come out and be like, I'm now Caitlyn, and just like own that shit, Kyle, it's okay. If you do decide to go a different route and you say like, well, now I realize that, you know, I have feelings for a woman. We're not judging. But then also some of the fans...
These days, people, you don't have to come out as anything. You can just be with a woman, be with a man. It doesn't matter. Celebrities do it all the time. So you can flip-flop and, you know, go whichever way the wind takes you.
One of your Love Island girls just came out with a girlfriend, whoever it was.
I saw that from UK. I wasn't sure who she was, but...
Oh.
Yeah.
It was like, who?
And I'm like, who? And then a Love is Blind girl... A girl from Love is Blind also posted something. So yeah.
I think that's who you meant.
Oh, that's what I meant.
I think that's what you meant.
Oh yeah, Stacey from Love is Blind. So yes, I mean, you know, people do it all the time, Kyle.
Well, like look at Chrishell on Selling Sunset.
Totally.
I mean, I've loved her since Days of Our Lives. Like, she was with a very successful, very handsome Hollywood actor. All of a sudden ended up falling in love with somebody non-binary, and they are so freaking happy. Like, nobody cares. And if somebody cares, it's their problem, not yours.
It really is. It is totally your problem. And I think that, like, I see where Julia John says Kyle won't come out, but like Kim said, it's not really even coming out anymore. It's more so like, I think that there's like an old school way of how that generation kind of grew up and these were things that, one, you usually probably didn't talk about, and two, they weren't acceptable at that time. And really, when you grow up and have that like ingrained in your head, and you have even the little conversations with your friends of like, oh my God, did you hear that so-and-so is now a lesbian? And like, you know that your friends are judging that person. Then you imagine yourself in that. You know, I had my uncle one time, my cousins are lesbians, both of them, and their sisters. And I had an uncle who said, I'm sorry, son. And this was when I was in high school. He said, he was saying to his son, I'm sorry, son, I'm not going to that wedding. Like, I won't go to that wedding. Like, I don't support this. And then lo and behold, my other cousin came out as gay, and he said that it really like affected him because hearing that, it made it so much harder for him. So I can imagine where Kyle growing up in that time and hearing things, you know, like it lasts with you. It has like a residual effect. It's not like these kids now who like grow up and it's like TikTok dances and like, woohoo, like we get to we're furries now and we're wearing tails and like we get to hook up with whoever we want, and this is what I'm doing. Like it's just a different time. So back then, like I think that there's a lot of residual effects. I can't wait to see, by the way, the kids now that are just so free. Like I envy all of you guys, like especially now the ones that are like 20 years old and they're just like, woo, we get to do whatever we want. I'm like, I cannot wait to see like when I'm 70, if I'm still alive, like what this is being ran like and how the world looks, because it's gonna be exciting. Like we all just get to do anything we want, and we get to, it's like you don't even have to own it because there's nothing to own. It's just life now. So
what a world. Hope I'm around to see it.
Yes, I hope I'm around to see it too. Okay, so now moving on, I did want to talk a little bit about, where are you? Did you guys see this?
Oh, yes.
Katie Ross. First of all, I went out with Chris and Monique. They came to Palm Beach County, and I noticed she posted, we had just done an interview. She posted from her hotel, and I could see my building where I was living at the time. And I was like, and I saw it on her stories, and I said, wait, are you in Palm Beach? And she's like, how did you know that? I'm like, because I see my building in your stories. And so we went out that night to a cigar bar. I've never had a cigar. I didn't know that you don't inhale the cigar. So I look like a complete asshole. Weird. So I'm like, like dying. And they were in town for Chris's birthday. The guy, I love both of them. They're both so sweet, so nice. But Katie is a little crazy. She's a little kooky, that one, Katie. Like, do you guys remember when she came in and she was going through all the motions? I think she was in and out of rehab. She came in with the wig that kind of looked like a little bit of a bird's nest on her head. And she's like, Ashley, you have problems and you're stupid. And I think you're stupid. And Ashley's like, I can't even fight with you because you're so unstable. And I'm going to eviscerate you right now. So shut up. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, God,
I mean, unstable is putting Katie lightly. That's being nice. I think that this was just kind of like a clickbait attention grab. I think in no way are they going to get together. She says she was flirting. I think that Chris Samuels knows better than to get with Katie, but still, it really was a shock to see that come up on the feed. Like the amount of DMs I got about this single post, more than the guilty verdict, more than the divorce. I think like it was actually the shocking news of the week, whereas everything else, like, we had to pretend to be shocked because we were expecting it all. This just kind of took everybody by surprise.
I was flabbergasted. That's like, you know how on award ceremonies, we have VMAs coming up soon. They always put like the most random presenters together. Like, why did you put these two totally different people? Like, they might have even been on the same franchise, but to see those two together without a group felt so weird. And I want to know what they talked about. Like how long was the conversation? Did they like run into each other at this place? Was it a prearranged thing? Like, I just want to know.
Yeah.
But I agree. It looked like clickbait. It looked like it was just like a chance run-in that she made like a little quirky caption for, so she would get people talking. And here we are. But honestly, I love to see it. I love talking about this nonsense. I love the speculating.
Well,
it's harmless and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's harmless and it's fun, but especially because in her caption, she said, I flirt hard, and when I see a good one, I go for it. Hashtag OG, hashtag RHOP, hashtag Potomac. When Mr. Samuel steps into the building, Katie says, oh, yes, he is such an incredible human. It's like, okay, you little nasty. We see what you're doing.
She been a nasty girl. She been a nasty girl. Yeah, we love you, Katie. I think
Kim, can you get her your little mini mic? We're about to get a concert.
Yeah,
You don't want a concert. I'll lip sync for my life, though, any day.
Well, we're here for it. Now, before we end up signing off of here, I did want to ask both of you, because James Kennedy said, you know, you guys think that you have it all figured out when it comes to the future of Vanderpump Rules. Then we have Ariana, who is flirting with the idea of doing a third stint in Chicago, but she said that she can't. It can't be renewed again. But then she said, maybe I will be back. You guys don't know. And then we heard that they're potentially looking at having this next season being like the cap on this cast, and then potentially exploring a new cast. Now, I was thinking about it. Lisa Vanderpump is not going to do another cast, I don't think, because I don't think that she wants to be in LA. But then I thought about it again, and I'm like, wait a minute. She just did this with the show on Hulu, Vanderpump Villa.
Vanderpump Villa.
And she kind of has to be in LA, even though she has this whole life in Vegas, because she has her grandson in LA, and that grandbaby means everything to her. And the woman cannot stop working. She's a workaholic. So maybe it could. But in that, Kim, I'm going to start with you. What are our predictions? Because I want to revisit this, and we're going to see who was right and who was wrong.
I kind of think that the rumor going around that this is like a farewell season would make sense. I think that, you know, with all this speculation up in the air, you know what I mean? I feel like last season definitely did feel like a series finale. We all felt that way, but we didn't get the closure. Everything was undecided. You know, going into something knowing it's the farewell season, I think will make a lot more sense. And I think, I don't know, I hate to say it, maybe we run the course with this cast together. I think that more, you know, Sandoval and Ariana, like, I don't know if I need to see that. I think it does make sense for maybe, you know, as much as we maybe dislike Sheena and Lala, you know, I know, Adam, you're friends with Sheena, but maybe it does make sense for them to transition to the Valley. It's like, I'm not sure I never want to see them on my TV again. You know, I think them and maybe Schwartz transitioning over would maybe make sense. So I don't know. I kind of think that the rumor going around does make a lot of sense. And then reboot it with some new blood from the restaurants. And let's be real, Lisa Vanderpump is barely on this show anymore. I mean, it has her name in the title, but does she show up once every 5 minutes, every 4 episodes? Sure. So I think it could happen for sure.
I definitely think it could happen. The rumor saying that it's going to be an all full cast, and then that's when James came in and said, hey, you think you figured it out? Months ago, the official Sir Rules Instagram page posted a very cryptic, very teasy photo talking about like, here's a new group. And they wanted us to think that this is the new group. So at Taste of Reality, we went ahead and started following everybody, just making sure to like keep an eye on them, see what's going on. When we were just at Sir, I went up to every single person that worked there and asked a bajillion questions. And while nobody would give me an answer, because obviously they can't, everybody's face lit up like a Christmas tree. Something's happening. Something is happening. And the only thing that really makes sense to me at this point, because I feel like the cast as we know it, like, I don't think I'm really interested in a farewell season. Like, I'll take it and I'll be happy to get it. But like, I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of ready to see them just in different spaces. But I think the one that would make sense, the only person who works at Sir is Peter Madrigal. Keep Peter, bring Peter back, follow the Sir staff around, and that's where the show is. Adam, we don't have
not
to
just Adam. Kim's making the same face.
I don't need Peter back on my screen. Sorry, Ashley. That's
one
place I'm going to disagree with you.
And you know what? It's not even about Peter. It's just that like he's actually at SUR. He is the one person that makes sense to be on a show about SUR. It doesn't make sense for Sheena to be there. It doesn't make sense for Lala, either of the Toms. It doesn't make sense. And it's not a pro Peter thing. It's more of a like, what is going to make sense? And also, as far as Vanderpump not being there, like physically around SUR, they'll just throw the cast over to LA and go to like, oh, we're going to go on a vacation and we're going to go to Vegas and visit her Vegas location. We're going to go to Lake Tahoe. Like, they'll figure it out. Lisa doesn't need to be there.
It's also gotten to the point too where now when they film, there's so much paparazzi and everything. You know, so it's like, I think it's even hard. It's like getting to the point of The Hills where they got to a place where they really could not actually film anymore. I mean, Bravo, if you're listening, which Andy Cohen, I saw you in my stories yesterday.
Daddy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have a suggestion. If you guys are going to cap it off at this season, go ahead and cap it off. I think that we could give Peacock spinoffs to 2 people. I think James, I think once you start DJing, you start getting like a bunch of little, like you have your go-to groupies like DJ Pauly D did. They go with them everywhere. It's kind of like your little traveling family. He has his girlfriend. He has his mom who has made several appearances on the show. And then he has his 2 brothers that also come on. And James has a lot of energy. He's very manic sometimes. And I think he could hold the show with his friends and family, especially when you're traveling to 500 different places for all of these shows. The success story, love it. And also dealing with the sobriety of it. I think it could be a Peacock spinoff. Also, just like when Whitney left The Hills and she ended up going to the city in New York, do the same thing with Ariana. She has all of these opportunities. Follow her to Fiji for Love Island. Follow her back to Broadway. Watch her do these things. Watch her with her boyfriend. Incorporate like a couple friends. Like she has Brad who's always with her, helping her with everything. We have Logan. And then every once in a while she comes into LA and you get a little bit of Katie in there too with something about her. Unfortunately, in this pitch that I'm giving to Bravo right now, the Toms, you're shit out of luck. I don't think that we need you. I don't think that there's really a place for Tom, but I can see where Sheena and Lala could go over to the Valley. And then, did I miss a cast member?
Katie, we gotta get. I need Katie.
She can make cameos, and Katie's not going to go to the Valley for sure.
No,
she even said that. No. But like, have your podcast and make your cameos on Ariana's Peacock spinoff. Ariana Peacock
with something about her.
Yeah, right. James Peacock spinoff. I don't think that's something about her, just because you guys have both been in SUR when they filmed, right?
Yes. Not at SUR when they filmed. No, not me.
Okay. So Kim, you've been there. So you see how crowded it is, the cameras when they film.
Oh, it's like something they can't do that.
No, they can't do that at something. I've not even been in something about her.
You're right about that. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
No, it's impossible. They would have to close half of the restaurant for filming on one side, and it would just look terrible. It's tiny. I think it seats 18 people, like 16 or 18 people. Like it is tiny.
I feel that's what I was going to say is like, I feel like it's the size of my studio and like the bathroom and the laundry room right here. So I'm like,
it is.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's small, which is great. Listen, for them, like, it's less to have to deal with, it's a mood, but like, there's no freaking way that you're getting cameras in there and and also if you have a place that small, you're not getting that big of a staff to be that dynamic. It's just, there's not the space for it. So I don't see something about her spinoff unless they start franchising out and doing something like opening multiple locations, something like that. But honestly, at this point, I don't even think that Ariana and Katie, after all of the shit that they went through with the city of West Hollywood, I don't think that they're even going to entertain that for a couple of years. You know?
It was a missed opportunity. It should have been like a 2 or 3 episode spinoff, like watching the girls get their show on the road, the finale being the opening. Like,
especially if we're doing Get It All on Blonde. Like, it was a missed opportunity.
Nobody asked for that.
Nobody asked for that. What I do need, though, I will say, I think that they do need to film a Nancy Meyers rom-com in something about her. We don't need like patrons. We just need like a small town girl working in a sandwich shop that meets a hot guy in something about her. It was my idea, guys. Please, come to me.
Yeah, he's like
Nancy.
a divorcee, or no, better. He's like a widower who has a child, and they became friends as he like brought them like fresh bread every day. Like, make
Exactly.
the movie happen. I will be popcorn in the front row seat.
I mean, I kind of
Yes,
like the
same.
old school Santa Claus too, where he had to find a wife and then he ends up getting with the principal who's a little bit of an asshole. And then he was like, wow, what do you have, a heart made of coal? You know, and like he's like, and then eventually he like teaches her about the magic. But guys, we could do rom-coms all day and all of these little things. But
I actually have a spin-off idea, and I don't think this will be too popular of an idea, but it's something I would like to see. Put it on
that's a
Peacock.
good sell.
We want a buddy comedy, but the buddy comedy is Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney. I want to see them go pick up girls together. I want to go see like him be wingman for her be wingman for him. Like, I love their dynamic now that they're divorced, and they have those like silly, quirky moments when Schwartz wanted them to have like one last night together, and we saw the flashback of him like seducing her with all the junk food on the bed. I think they are a great pair. I think they are so engaging together. And now that they're divorced and are on the other side of all the drama, I would love to see it. I think there is definitely a place for something like that.
I could be into that.
Yeah, well, and you guys remember that Bachelorette season where we had the 2 bachelorettes?
Ugh, yes.
But I'm saying, like, if you gave them, first of all, if we're giving a dating show to Giselle, Shannon, Ashley, Darby, and I forgot what,
Countess Luann.
The
Yeah,
queen
How
of
could you
Florida.
forget?
I mean,
how could life is a cabaret. Which, by the way, Bethany looked like such an asshole when she went into that restaurant and the
Ugh, the
Hamptons
worst.
and for the chicken salad, and she's like, nobody realizes who I am. I'm like, Bethany, get off the TikTok.
Poor
right now.
Brynn. That's her mom, you guys. That's so embarrassing.
She's like, I'm rich. I don't care. She's like, I have so much money. You know what's embarrassing? Not.
Yeah. She's like, if you want to be embarrassed, look at your non-existent trust fund and look at mine. Like, let's talk about
I
my
have a
mom's
big
PJ.
red apple in my front yard in the Hamptons just for the aesthetic. So, it's skinny girl red. Anyways, good luck, guys. But no, I was gonna say it would be fun, like if they were both like dating, like if there was like kind of a double shot at love with Tila Tequila, like where they had like a pool of boys and girls, and like the boys were for Katie, but maybe some of the girls could switch sides and be for Katie.
I love that. I love that.
They did that with Vinny and The Situation. No, it was Vinny and Polly from Jersey Shore. They had like a dating show, and I love a dating show. And I think, Kim, you said you're a part of Bachelor Nation too, right?
Nope.
No, I guess
that ship sailed for me years ago. But I appreciate the people who are still on board because sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, I only keep up with it. Like I watch it in the background when I'm cleaning, but I love Paradise. Like I love Bachelor in Paradise.
My mom used to tell me when I was like 18, 19, she'd be like, Adam, I want you to go on The Bachelorette. And I'm like, there's only one problem, Mom. And it's a big
Bachelorette
problem.
we need.
It is. It truly is. I think that I'm surprised we haven't gotten it yet.
I mean, we finally got the Golden Bachelor. I mean, I love the
look how that panned out.
Well, yeah, it didn't pan out well, but I mean, I enjoyed watching every second of it, like playing pickleball. Like it was cute.
Well, all right, guys. It's funny because I told Kim and Ashley, I was like, I'm doing my podcast episode 3 with Monica right after this. And I was like, guys, we're going to keep it to 40 minutes. But this was such a great conversation. I couldn't cut it off. So
agreed.
Thank you guys. Thank you as always for coming on. Kim, I'm going to start with you. If they don't know, well, you let them know. By the way, guys, both of these ladies, if you are not following them, if you're not seeing their every move on what they're putting out there, they are content overload. Like if I'm looking for something, I will go look at Kim, see what she's doing. I will go look at Taste of Reality, see what they're doing. I never claim like I'm breaking Bravo news over here, but like I do love to see what people are putting out there and then put my own opinions on it. And I love to see what you ladies are putting out at all times. Like I check your shit every single day. So there's a lot of respect here because for people who don't know, and you're not like running these accounts, it's a lot of work, you guys. And the best part is it's a lot of work, yes, but then nobody's selling you anything, unless you guys want to buy merch, which Kim has amazing merch. unless you guys want to buy merch, everything is free. It's free to go on tasteofreality.com. It is free to follow Kim on her YouTube channel and also on her Instagram. It's all free. It's no big deal. So, Kim, if they don't know, will you let them know?
Yes, please follow me on Instagram. I'm sure a lot of you guys already do at Bravo Breaking News. And then also head over to YouTube, guys. Big announcement. We hit 20K subscribers, which I'm really excited about. So that's a big milestone for us.
You're going to have your little play button.
Well, that comes at 100, Adam. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Far. Listen, once you hit 20, you just keep growing, you know?
I hope so. So we're doing weekly OC recaps. So make sure to subscribe and tune in for those. And then, guys, I finally caved and I'm starting to post more on TikTok. So make sure to follow me over there as well for some kind of short form content and like shady opinions, because I have a lot of those.
Yes.
You know, by the way, like this morning, I told you guys I wasn't feeling so great. I woke up and I tried to go to the gym and like sweat it out. And Jason said, well, take the day off. And I was like, there is no day off. I said, I have a live with Ashley and Kim, and then I have to film the podcast with Monica. Then I have to do like 5 or 6 videos on my own YouTubes. And then he's like, what about TikTok? I was like, fuck, totally forgot about TikTok. I'm like, it doesn't stop. This is why I'm saying, you guys, it's if you really enjoy the people who are creating the content, it is so free to check them out and, like just to see what they have to say. We love the shade, Kim. Congrats, Kim. Congrats. Good job,
Thank
Kim.
you, guys.
Love Ashley and Kim. Love that. All right. So if you guys are not familiar with the Taste of Reality Instagram, Ashley, will you let them know?
Okay, so Imani, my partner in crime, does majority of the Instagramming. We love her. She is just so on top of things. She's got a great sense of humor. It's not only Bravo, only reality. As you'll see, we just did a little Seth Cohen from the OC shout out. We are, oh my God, love the OC. And justice for Marissa Cooper. I will never not say justice for Marissa Cooper when talking about the OC. But Instagram, we have a great time. I am the behind the scenes girl at tasteofreality.com. I basically typing articles up all day, which is so nice that I actually have some human interaction with the amazing Adam, the lovely Kim. This is like actual human contact, so thank you very much. Again, it's usually mostly Bravo, but we cover all of the, Love is Blind, all the Netflix shows. We love the Hulu shows. Traitors is my favorite thing in the world. I'm wearing my Scottish Terrier necklace right now. I'm wearing my poverty headband, as Phaedra would say, poverty. My dream is to go on the Traitors. Like, there's nothing I want more to go spend a week in a Scottish castle. The outfits, the murder, the mystery, the plot twists, sign me up. That's all I want in this world.
Do you know I had a Scottish step grandmother who used to watch me and live with us when I was in elementary school. Her name was Jean Duncan. She passed away now, but she had a Scottish Terrier named McTavish.
Oh, cute.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I was such a little asshole. I was in my terrible twos till I was like 12. And I would do something and she'd be like, get in here, you bloody bugger. And she would always yell at me and I'd be like, ah! I would take off running and she's like, God damn it, I can't deal with this kid. But anytime I think about Traitors or like Scottish anything, I'm like, oh, rest in peace, Jean.
We love you.
Yeah, I knocked on her door like 5 years ago to say hi and surprise her in Palm Beach. And when I knocked on the door, I was like, hi. And she's like, can I help you? And I was like, you raised me. You don't remember me? And I didn't realize she had dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever. And she's like, I don't know who you are. And then I think she told me she'd call the police if I didn't leave. And I was like, Jean. And she's like, why do you know my name? And I was like, oh no.
That's so sad.
It's like, okay, well, I'm going to get in my car because I don't want you to call the police. Goodbye.
Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry.
Super sad. Well, I mean, what did they say? Life happens, get a helmet. I don't know.
It's true.
Anyways.
Good words of wisdom to end the show on.
That's deep, dude.
All right, guys. Well, Have a great day to everybody in the live chat. Thank you for interacting. Thank you guys for all of your kind words. I see how much you love Ashley and Kim. You guys are absolutely amazing. Again, make sure you go subscribe to Kim's YouTube channel. You want to check it out because she is doing tons of recaps. She just hit 20,000. Let's get her to 100,000. And if you just want to read your content and you're not wanting to watch it because you don't have time, but you want to just scroll through, then go to tasteofreality.com. But we love you guys. Happy Friday. It's Labor Day weekend. Remember, that is when the police are meeting all of their numbers and they are handing out DUIs left and right. So if you're going to go out and drink, just get a freaking Uber. Trust me, a $38 Uber is a lot less than a $15,000 DUI. So be safe. We need no more. There's the door, Beador. Okay. Bye, guys. Love you. See you next time.
Bye.